A lot of people said this already, but it's worth repeating. The interruption of the SNAP benefits has nothing to do with the government shutdown. Nothing. Zero. There is a fund specifically designed for SNAP payments during government shutdowns. So the only reason that fund is not being used is because the bitch-ass administration refuses to use it. That's the only reason. If you let Trump tie this to the shutdown, one day he's going to be like, if you don't let me stay for a third term, I'm going to start World War III. And it's your fault because you forced me. That's the same thing. That's how kidnappers work. If you don't pay, I'll kill this person. Right? They tie two unrelated things together to get what they want. If you don't let me end Obamacare, I'm going to starve the children. If you don't let me give ICE $100 billion, I'm going to starve the children. If you don't let me send the military to cities, I'm going to starve the children. They can always find something that they can tie to starving the children. But why do they want to starve children so much? Well, it's the same reason that they removed USAID, knowing that millions, not thousands by the way, but millions of children in Africa would die as a result. But back then, very few people in America even talked about it. Some of you probably thought, maybe the guys who starve foreign children still care about American children. Spoiler alert, they fucking don't. Nationality is not a magical spell. Okay, if a person is vile enough to cancel a cheap and effective way to feed millions of children in poor countries, of course they don't care about American kids. Who are you kidding? There's no psychological basis for someone without empathy to suddenly grow a tender heart just because they see some victims from the same country. Personalities don't just mutate back and forth like that. That Elon guy, for example, literally said that the fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy. And the fact that he said it in public means that many people probably agreed with him. There are just people in this world who derive pleasure from other people's pain. It's unfortunate, but it's a fact. Just because you have the same nationality or the same race or the same ethnicity with them won't make much difference. Just think about how many people beat up their own family. You can't have closer humans than your own family, right? Does that stop them? I read you some of these data before. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men in the US suffered severe intimate partner violence. And at least 20% of US adults experienced child abuse when they were kids. There are a large quantity of humans who have no problem using violence on their dearest people. So how can you expect them to care about the SNAP benefits of some strangers? And these are the core constituency of the MAGA movement. I think the term racism is kind of misleading. I hear people say racists only care about their own race. No, actually. The hardcore racists normally just don't give a fuck about people in general. Maybe they dislike some races even more. Okay, so when they have the power to hurt people, of course they prioritize hurting other racial groups and other countries. But if necessary, they're not going to hesitate messing with their own people as well. They'll beat you up just like they beat up their own wives and kids. Right now, the administration just really needs more money to fund the tax cuts for its donors and maybe build the ballroom and pay the big package to the ICE agents. They're on a spending spree. So of course they'll look for every penny from the starving children. For the record, I don't know how to deal with these people, but at least I need to spell out the facts.